Alright, how's it going YouTube? On All Day here, bringing you a new video of GTA 5, and this time I want to talk about the, military in GTA 5. What extent is it going to go to? What kind of military vehicles are we going to have? And the GTA 5 map size, a lot of people have been saying that it's small and they don't have faith in Rockstar. That's actually big. I'm going to go over how big the map is in scale. I'm going to try and put it in scale for you. But this video clip you're watching right now is of me at the Palmed Out Air Force testing grounds, and basically it's where they do all of their pilot training for dropping ammunition and food supplies. So when they actually go into a real, they go into Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever, and they need to drop supplies, they need to train the pilots to make sure that the ammunition and all that drops at the correct spot and doesn't go 1 mile off towards the enemy or whatever. So and that's pretty much where I'm getting this this idea at for me wanting to talk about the military in GTA 5, because they have recently shown us a new picture which should come up in a minute of a Chinook helicopter, which pretty much almost every military uses around the world, and it's basically a two-rotor banana helicopter. And as you can see, it's on the screen right now. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because I want to talk about what kind of military vehicles we can expect. So far, we can expect the Chinook helicopter, and we can expect 2 fighter jets in GTA 5. And what I mean by 2 fighter jets is, so far they have shown us 2 fighter jets, and you will see that soon. But I also want to talk about, will we be able to have tanks? Because I remember Rockstar said somewhere in one of their demos to either IGN or CVG, I don't know who, they said that there's a tank, but I don't know if they're talking about an actual military tank, or if it's some kind of SWAT tank from San Andreas that just sprays water, or maybe an APC tank. But seeing something a Rhino making the return, that would be pretty cool, and I would love to see that in multiplayer. But my question is, how would they make it fun in single player, but how would they make it fair in multiplayer? Because if we can all remember, in the APC in the Ballad of Gay Tony is pretty unfair unless you're in a helicopter and you have the advantage, and the APC can't really shoot that high up. But if you're on the ground, you can't do much. I mean, if you have sticky bombs, go ahead, throw it, but they're just gonna keep shooting you, and your character is gonna keep ricocheting. And I'm pretty sure if they add a Rhino into the multiplayer, it's gonna be a one-hit kill, because it's a tank and it fires big shell rounds, so it's gonna explode. It's gonna pretty much cause just big devastation. And yeah, but other than that, I want to know some other vehicles. Are they gonna have military jeeps? Are they gonna have maybe what is it called, maybe a military transportation truck? And who knows, maybe the 6-star, I haven't really looked into this. I've heard that only 5 stars is the highest the wanted level goes, but I actually think for some minute now there is a 6th level wanted system. I actually think there is. Now, I could be wrong, and I don't want to say I'm correct on this or anything, but that's just under my speculation. So anyways, here's the first fighter jet, and as you can see, it looks more like an F-16, F-15 variant. I'm gonna say F-16 with just 2 back tail rotors, or sorry, 2 back tail fins, and pretty much, I mean, yeah, it's just an F-16. There's no hover mode or anything to it. And the reason why this looks different than the other 2, even though they do look similar, is just because of the wing base, the back and the bottom. Now, if you look at this picture right here, the wing base is a little more forward than back. I could be wrong, but I also looked this up on iGTA 5, and they speculated that this is a different jet than the first jet that you saw. And this jet does come up again in you know, the second trailer, which you see right now, and pretty much I think these two are the same, but I could be wrong. I mean, this one looks more like an AV B8 Harrier variant or an F-35 kind of variant with you know, the two tail fins in the back. So I mean, it just, this one, the wings look a little more down. They're more at an angle than the first jet, which the wings were more up at like a pure 90-degree angle, and it just seemed more F-16-ish, and this one just seems more, you know, F-35 AV-8 Harrier. So anyways, now let's talk about the map size. Now, if you guys look at the screen, now this is the release of their or not really the Rockstar's official release, but I mean, they released a blueprint map of parts of the Los Santos area, and I'm only going to talk about Los Santos here because I think really we don't know much info to talk about the outside area, so we're only going to stick to the Los Santos area. Alright guys, now real quick, I want you guys to take a look at the storm drain on the map and at this picture, and just compare it in scale. Look at those cop cars. Those cop cars and 3 motorcycles would barely be little dots on the GTA 5 map. Now, if you put it in scale, that is actually a really big storm drain, but on the map, it looks pretty small. So, on scale, the cars you drive are tiny compared to the map. Very, very tiny. And they're little pixels on the map. If you know, if it was a real up, down, top picture, I mean, it's barely a dot, and that's honestly, that just puts it into scale right now, right there. So that's actually pretty big if you just look at it that way. Alright, so if you guys look at this picture right here, it's you can tell just based on the scale of where all the colored markers are at. The green, orange, yellow, the blue, the purple, the red, and the white X. You can pretty much just base off the scale on yourself how big the area is already. Now, when you look at the map and you see that small orange area on the mid-right, it looks pretty small compared to Los Santos on the map. And then you look at it on the actual screen, and that scale just makes it bigger. It looks bigger. Now, inside that same scale of the orange part, you can see the blue part. And you can see a little, like, part of water right there and all that. And now, if you try looking at that on the map, it's barely noticeable. And that's pretty much how you can just put it into scale already, how big this map is. I mean, sure, it looks small as the map in general, but it looks big when you actually scale it down and look at it on the real picture. And that's actually pretty cool. Alright guys, so if we look right here, you can see that I scaled down the GTA 4 map to what I believe is the similar size of Los Santos. And I do think this is really it, because the roads in GTA 5 are much larger in scale than the roads in GTA 4. And right here you can see another picture where somebody else scaled it down, and it seems pretty correct based on mine. So, in all honesty, I think that the size of the Los Santos city area is the same scale and size as the GTA 4 map. Now, it may seem small, but GTA 4 was actually pretty big when you go back and look at it. So, I mean, there's not really much to complain about. So yeah, but other than that, I mean, that's pretty much how I scaled it down, and it pretty much just seems like it's correct. I mean, I speculated that Central Park is about the same, or the Central Park variant of Liberty City is the same size as the golf course in GTA 5, and so far I actually think I'm right on that part. Sorry if you hear that in the background, it's Harley driving by. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where I think the scale is pretty much it. I mean, GTA 4, or sorry, the city of Los Santos in GTA 5 is the same size as GTA 4. Now, I went on multiplayer and I tested this out in GTA 4, and I wanted to see how long it takes to cross from getting from the third island, the furthest part possible, all the way to the airport of GTA 4, and that took about 3 minutes and 20 seconds driving fast as possible, not hitting any cars, and being the best driver possible in GTA 4, and driving the Coquette. Now, cars in GTA 5 are a bit faster, and I'm pretty much, I think we all know that's true, but I think it'll be quicker to get across Los Santos. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much where we can scale it. Rockstar, I honestly have faith in Rockstar. I mean, it doesn't really matter if the city part's that big or not, because we still have that whole entire massive chunk of Blaine County that I didn't even go over, and I can't because we don't have any real confirmation of Blaine County. So, but other than that, Blaine County is almost 2 times the size of Los Santos. And Rockstar said that there is going to be a lot of interior spacing, which is accounting for also the size of GTA 5. And let's not forget the underwater part of GTA 5, which I guess it doesn't count to the surface part, but I mean, it does count. So yeah. But other than that, I hope you guys have faith in Rockstar. I hope this video helped you out, and hope to see you guys in the next upcoming videos. Peace.